The Black Friday market crash in FC26 is about to happen, and if you're not prepared, you're going to lose a lot of coins. And when I say a lot of coins, I mean a lot of coins. There's people that quit every year at this time because they get so demotivated and demoralized by the ultimate team's value just dropping in half. Their team is now worth less than half of what they bought it for, and they are so disappointed with that they just literally quit. And I'm not going to let that be you. That's what this channel is all about, is the market and making coins. But this is the time of the year that most people lose coins. So I'm going to prepare you guys for what is going to drop in price the most. We're going to take a look at the cards that are going to go down and maybe back up for where you can actually make coins during this promo. We're also going to take a look at things like fodder, evolutions, and today we also have to take a look at the leaked new promo, FC Pro Live. We have a bunch of cards in that promo to take a look at. Another dynamic promo, which if you guys know me, you know those are my favorite promos, and those are the promos that will make us the most coins during the year. So if you're excited for today's video, drop a like right now and let's hop into it. What's the most important thing in FC26 Ultimate Team? It's coins. And where can you get the cheapest coins? At Loot Bar. It's the cheapest and it's the safest coin trading platform on the entire market. It's 10% cheaper than all the other platforms. And if you use my code Nitro, you're gonna get 10% off. And if that's not enough percent, you'll get another 5% bonus added to what you order. And an extra 5% off for returning customers too. Loot Bar has quick delivery within a half an hour. Big creators use it and it also has great reviews. Don't forget code Nitro at checkout. A lot of people don't even know what Black Friday actually is or what it entails. Or if you do, it's because you know it through Ultimate Team. It's like its own holiday in Ultimate Team. The Black Friday market crash. Mad HD Gamer drops his Black Friday market crash video. Things start coming down in price as we prepare for EA Sports to drop a ton of packs into the store, which ups the supply, it brings down prices, and people panic sell everything. But it's actually a holiday in real life as well. I don't know if you can really call it a holiday. It's the day after Thanksgiving, which is a real holiday in the USA. But this Black Friday, it's just about buying things. The stores around the country, they do flash sales. They put things on discount. People go and buy stuff for like Christmas, which is happening in December. So that's basically how it works. I don't even really believe that the stores are actually doing discounts, to be honest with you. I think they up the price the couple days before, and then they put it on discount to the original price, and people flock to the stores. That's my personal belief, but that's besides the point. EA Sports do the same thing. They just stock the store with packs, and as we see the end of the Festival of Football Captains promo in FC26, which is ending here today on Friday, we're going to see a new promo, one that we have seen before, but new to FC26, which is the FC Pro Live. It's a promo in which the pro players, which you can see on your screen here, they play matches for the esport. And based on how well the actual pros do, cards will get upgraded. You can see last year, this is how it worked, where once the campaign was launched, if the player, which is attached to a card, so let's say DH Tex, which is a pro player, is attached to an Ebereche Eze, right? So if Ebereche Eze is his card and DH Tex gets a win in 3 points, that Ebereche Eze card will go up 1 overall on his actual card. These are live cards, and they're much more exciting than what we've seen with the, not the road to the knockout, but the, what did they even call it this year? The promo, yeah, the primetime UCL, which is basically road to the knockout. Those don't really even get upgraded until January. I'm not sure what they're going to do for this FC Pro Live promo. Last year, it was very good. The year before, I believe it was very good. I don't know if they're going to nerf it too much this year like they did the RTTK promo with that primetime UCL, but you got, if you got 3 points, you got a +1 overall. If you got 6 points, you got a better skill move or weak foot. If you got 10 points, you got a roll ++ and an alternate position. All 3 of those upgrades could happen literally within the first weekend, because this year we are going to see the first games played for this promo on 24th of November and 25th of November. That's in 3 days. Guys, that's in 3 days it begins. You're going to have match day 1 and match day 2. So you're going to see a lot of those games played literally within the first weekend. You're going to have match day 3 happening on December 1st, so only a week from now. And then match day 4 is going to happen on December 8th. So we're going to see within the first 3 weeks a bunch of match days, a bunch of games played, and a lot of upgrades potentially happening for these FC Pro Live cards. So with that being said, buying these cards probably on Saturday would be their low point. They're going to come out on the Friday. They're going to come out on Friday today. They're going to be in packs throughout the entire week. But as they get closer to Monday, which is, again, the first match day, Monday, the 24th of November and 25th of November, they're probably going to rise in price between Sunday and Monday. I think selling Monday into the hype is the move. So buying Saturday, selling Monday, I would estimate. Now, obviously, I could be off by a few hours or even up to a day. So make sure you're monitoring these prices yourself, and we'll definitely talk about it in tomorrow and the next day's videos as well. So make sure you're subscribed. But I think that if I had to estimate when the low point and the high point would be during this first weekend, buy Saturday, sell Monday into the hype. Don't wait till the games are already played, because sometimes players, they'll lose their games and then the price of the card will crash down in price. Now, we do know that this promo that is coming out, we do know the cards that are going to be in this promo tomorrow. We're going to have guys in this like Tonali, Chiesa, so a couple of Italians from the Premier League right there that could link together. Fabian Ruiz, Ginter Klosterman, Werner Bremer. Bremer, we made a lot of coins on Bremer last year. Obviously, he wasn't an FC Pro Live, but just Bremer in general. So I'm just attracted to trading with that card just because we've had so much success with him before. Giroud, Xerxes, Honora, El Shaarawy, Nuno Tavares, Fabio Vieira, and a few more. You've got Darwin Nunez. I think he's actually higher rated than what it shows right there, because if you take a look right here, here are the official stats. I just, didn't really want to show this because of it is just Footmind. Footmind is the person who tweeted this. Shout out to Footmind for tweeting out the official stats first. The watermark is just egregious. All right, dude, we've got to fix that for next time. Just the watermark it's impossible to look at this, but these are the official stats right there. So we're going to have a lot of 87s. Nunez is one of them. 85 to 87 in general is the stats. And of course, they can go higher rated as time goes. But it's a very dangerous time to be buying a lot of cards. I am going to take some risk on those FC Pro cards, as I said. But what I will say is that we are going to get that Black Friday hype this week, and a lot of cards are going to be going down in price. If you take a look at last year's promo of Black Friday, there were a lot of gold cards that were holding value up until mid-November that absolutely crashed down in price. So last year, Black Friday was a couple days earlier, just for a heads up. That Black Friday happened right here last year on the 22nd of November. And as you can see, he was 1 million coins, almost 1.1 million coins. And he crashed down during that weekend all the way to 800K. But in the week leading up to Black Friday, he went from 1.4 mil to about that, 1.1 million coins. So the thing is, during those 2 weeks, this card last year went from 1.4 million coins to about 700K, halving in price, 50% of what he was worth. So if you've got anything of value in your club, anything that's not at discard price, anything that's not at fodder price, right? Anything that couldn't hold value for any other reason, it's probably going to come down as people panic sell their cards over the next few days. The earlier you sell, probably the better. Now, there is a big difference in the markets this year. You take a look at a card like Vinicius Jr. in FC 26. Sure, he's a little bit lower rated, but he's only 400,000 coins this year. It's a big difference. Now, we are seeing some of that drop already. You could argue that this card going from 490 down to 420, it's part of the Black Friday market crash. It is. I think he goes much lower. I think he definitely gets under 400K, maybe down to close to 350 by the next few days as people continue to panic sell going into Black Friday. But even cards that are out of packs, cards that aren't going to necessarily be affected by these promo packs in theory, could still be, because they always drop a best of campaign during this time. So best of campaigns are always cards that have already been in packs that you thought were safe because they're now out of packs. They throw them back into those packs. And so that these cards will crash in price. These cards are still not safe. So anything that you might see from previous promos, even Scream cards, we're going to talk about Scream cards in a second, but any of the promos that we've seen so far this year, let me look at all the promo squads. You could go all the way back to Cornerstones, which was the first promo of the year. I think we're going to see a lot of these cards in this best of campaign, and they pick a couple of them from every single team. So, you might see a card like Reinders in the promo, but not Valverde, right? You might see a Palmer, but not a Di Lorenzo. It's just random, really. EA Sports choose who they want, and so you see those cards absolutely crash in price. Now, what I will say is if a card like Reinders isn't in the promo, and this card will drop because people are going to panic sell everything this week. This card will drop a little bit. Yeah, you can already see it. Again, over the last couple days, I think people are starting to sell, but a lot of this drop is also because he did get a Team of the Week card, which is like the same rating. It's got a different playstyle plus, which makes the Tiki Taka version a little bit better than the Incisive Pass right here. But a lot of that drop is due to that inform, so I don't think that a lot of this is just panic selling right here. I think this is just people replacing their Reinders with the Team of the Week version, which is cheaper. However, I do still think it drops under 1 million coins. I think it goes, probably under 900K or close to it because of people panic selling. If that Reinders isn't in the best of campaign, you often see a rebound going into Black Friday, because if the supply isn't negatively affecting the card, what will positively affect the card is buying power, and people will have more coins after Black Friday because of all the promo packs that have been opened. So a lot of the high tier cards that maybe dropped into the hype of Black Friday rebound right back up as Black Friday finishes. So some of these cards dangerous to hold this week could be better investments in a week's time. So make sure to keep that in mind, guys. But as I was saying, we got the best of promo last year. That's not it. Where's the best of promo? Right here. So we had cards that were from pretty much all of the promos. You had RTTK cards, which is ridiculous. I'll always be against that. Throwing live cards that could still get upgraded, cards that people have invested in, even if I'm staying away, because I know it's smart to stay away from those primetime cards right now. It's smart to stay away from them because they could be in this best of promo, screwing over your casual fan base that may be invested in these cards because they think they'll get upgraded over time by throwing them back into packs and making them crash in price during a huge promo time like Black Friday is completely unethical and wrong from EA Sports. I've always been against them throwing live cards back into packs. In fact, I'm against them throwing any live cards back into packs, even if they're not live anymore. You say, you look at this Virgil van Dijk card right there. If that Virgil van Dijk card got a couple of upgrades throughout the year, you should reward the people who still have that card. Not throw it back into packs again for people who didn't invest or didn't, take that risk the first time around. That's the point of live cards, in my opinion, but EA Sports mostly use them just to keep up the power curve a little bit more. So as they change the power curve and the ratings go up a little bit over time, those live cards ratings will reflect that. They don't actually care about the hype of that card actually getting upgraded over time, which I think was different back in the day. It's kind of adapted to what Ultimate Team has become over time. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's right, but it will probably happen. So that's basically what to expect from the best of campaign. Last year, we got Thunderstruck during the promo of Black Friday. So it wasn't like a Black Friday promo exactly. They called it Thunderstruck. Those were the cards in packs during Black Friday, as well as the best of cards that were in packs at the exact same time. Now, as I said, I was going to talk about Scream cards again because I did shout these cards out as an investment a couple days ago. The two cards that I really liked as investments from Ultimate Scream were Mariona and the Cabal. Now, these cards are up in price since we shouted them out. You can see that card has gone from about 54,000 coins up to about 63K you could probably sell that for. You saw a little bit of a rise on that Mariona as well. That card is 90,000 coins now. She was down at about 82, 83,000 coins. Not as much profit right there, but I'm sure you could sell for probably 93K as well for Mariona. What I would suggest, guys, just given the fact that some of these cards could be in the best of campaign, and if they are, here's the thing. The Mariona card, if it's not in the best of campaign, it's probably going to continue to steadily rise. You know, it'll go to 92, 93, 94, 95. Every day you might see a slight increase in price, and then a little bit higher in price once we get closer to December 4th. December 4th is the next time these cards get upgraded, because they're going to have, you know, Mariona's going to have 99 pace. She's going to have a roll plus added to her card. And so these cards are going to be hyped up getting closer to December 4th. But if they're in the best of campaign, that card, it's going to crash so significantly. I mean, this card could go from 90K to 40. Like, that is so significant. And there's no telling on who's going to be in the best of campaign yet. But, like, why would you take the risk? Because the risk is so much bigger than the reward here. If you invested in these Ultimate Scream cards, in my opinion, take your profit and reinvest once we know what's in this best of campaign. It's just too risky right now to be playing with fire here going into the Black Friday campaign. Now, those are the only cards that I suggested really are good investments, but even some of the cards like Mbomo did go up in price during this time. You know, that card got down to as low as 90K. He was like 94,000 coins when we shouted it out. He's up to 100K. It's not really making you profit, maybe a couple thousand coins. It's still worth selling just so you're not taking that huge risk. These are one of those scenarios where it's like, okay, we're breaking even. We're only making a little bit of profit. If we were making more, we'd be happy. You don't really want to sell yet. It's still probably worth selling just to make sure you don't lose that many coins. Now, what would I invest in? What is safe to hold throughout Black Friday? Well, the answer, in short, is not much. Not much is safe to hold. But what I will say is that when we look at the players that have played the most games in Ultimate Team, you've got cards like Frimpong here. You've got cards like Salma Periuelo. We already invested in this Alejandro Balde. This card we made a lot of coins off of. Check my last two videos if you haven't seen them. You've got, let's see, who else here? Rafael Leao. And you've got Marmadishvili. So all of these cards are being used a lot. Now, the reason I skipped over the cards that are 86, 89 rated, 87 rated are because these cards aren't going to fit evolutions anytime soon. So I'm going to set my max rating at 84, and we're going to see those cards that are used the most. Jeremy Frimpong at 1.5 thousand coins. It's not a bad look. And the reason I point that out is because this Omar Marmoush card was the card that we talked about in the last video. He was about 2,000 coins in the last video. I talked about him getting an evolution soon. He's now 4.7 thousand coins. His price could change a lot over the next couple of hours. Take a look at what has happened to this card. He was about 2,000 coins. He spiked up to about 3.8 into the hype of this new evolution here for Marmoush. And then as we look at his hourly graph today, or I guess it's not really showing it yet because this card was 3.4K an hour ago. He's 4.7K now. Could go higher, could go lower. He's really volatile right now because of this new evolution that just dropped about an hour ago when I'm recording this video. But these cards that could potentially fit evolutions, I mean, incredible. I have to pull up this comment from you guys. So what you're looking at right here is actually my YouTube comments. So this guy an hour ago said, thanks for the Marmoush tip. I doubled my coins today. Make a video on 85s next. I'm not going to make a video on 85s next. I'm going to tell you what I think is good investments here in a second. This guy right here said Marmoush is about to be a great investment. That was 3 days ago, fellas. That was 3 days ago. Marmoush is about to be a great investment. And, well, what did we see from Marmoush? That card has now gone up to 4.7 thousand coins. I mean, that is, if you timed it well, you know, we bought that, you know, if you bought that card, it was Tuesday when we talked about it at like 2,000 coins. You are over doubling your coins right now. That's incredible. I don't know where he's going to go from here. I genuinely don't. He could go up or down 1,000 coins from where he's at right now. It's so volatile. But when we look at some of the cards that are the most used in the game, up to 84 rated, there's still a lot of options for you guys. And while 85s, like the guy who commented said, are tempting, I don't think we're going to quite get 85 rated evolutions yet. We might be a couple weeks away from that because we just started getting 84 rated evolutions in the game. So we're going to get more of these 84 rated evolutions. But if they're a maximum of 84 rated, it doesn't mean that cards less than 84 won't go up as well. Take a look at this Doku, guys. Doku has been up and down all year. This card, over the course of this year, look at how many times he has spiked up for evolutions. First, he was 4.8K, spiked up to 10K. boom, doubled your coins. Back down to 5K, back up to 12K, over double your coins. Back down to 6K, back up to 17,000 coins. Fellas, he's back down to 7.4K. Here's the risk. If he's not used in an evolution over the next couple of days, he will go down. That card will drop. There's going to be a lot of supply from Black Friday. But whenever another Winger evolution comes out, you know he's spiking up. And he's only 80 rated. It doesn't need to be 85 rated. It doesn't need to be 84, even 84. It could be 80 rated and still go up in price. We've seen Doku go up and down countless amounts of times. If you had 1 million coins right here, and all you did all year was invest in Dokus, you turn 1 million into 2 mil. You turn 2 mil into, 4.5 mil. You turn 4.5 mil into 10 million plus coins. Literally just investing and selling in Dokus. That's what you could have done with 1 million coins this year. You could have turned 1 million into over 10 million coins with just Dokus this year. So that's the power of investing in evolutions. And that's why I want to bring your attention to Frimpong. This card hasn't really fit into evolutions too well yet. We've seen a couple of small spikes, but at 1.5K, guys, he could go down to under 1,000 coins. He could, but eventually there will be an evolution that makes this card go over to 3K. 100%. 100%. You have my Nitro guarantee. Now, I'm not saying it will be today, tomorrow, this week, even the next couple weeks. You might get unlucky and have to wait a while. But you've got a guarantee that eventually this Frimpong will fit in evolution so nicely that it'll go over 3K, right? Just like we saw with that Marmouche this week, with Balde, literally just a week ago. That card is 900 coins again. That card, we bought that card right here. That is no exaggeration. We bought that card right there for 900 to 1,100 coins. We bought that card. We sold it right about here at 2.8K on average, probably some for 3K, some for a little less. Didn't hit the peak, but we almost tripled our coins on that Balde in the one time we went, heavy on these investments. So that's a good investment. That Frimpong I like. You could go back in on Balde. Eventually it'll happen again. We just got a left back evolution, so it might be a little bit longer. But I look at a card like Eder Militao. That's getting really, really nice. I look at Ronald Araujo. Again, that card just got a center back evolution. It might be a little bit, but he's back down to 1,000 coins. It's such a good investment. Eduardo Camavinga is probably good. And then I think this guy right here, Mamardashvili, we're going to call him Georgie because I can't pronounce his last name. That card's an incredible investment because once we get a goalkeeper evolution that really fits him, we haven't had one yet this year. This card hasn't had a goalkeeper evolution yet. Once we get a goalkeeper evolution that fits 84 rated goalkeepers, automatically this card probably doubles or triples, okay? So Mamardashvili is so good as well. That's a great investment. Who else really catches my eye? We talked about Chouameni. He's a little expensive right now. Nkapie could be a good one again. Bradley Barcola is a decent shout. He's 1,300 coins, which is literally the price of 84s right now. So you're taking no risk on Barcola. This card isn't as meta, isn't as used as some of the other 83s and 84s we've talked about. You got to look at how many games have been played. Barcola, we take a look at that Barcola. He's been used in almost 3 million games. You look at the Frimpong. I mean, he's been used in, nearly 11 million games. He's not as meta. He's not as used, but any evolution that would fit him, it takes him above that discard price. The good thing about Barcola is that no risk. The 84s go for 1.2, 1.3 as it is. And honestly, this is a pretty low point for 84s. They hit 1.6 so often. I mean, look at the daily graph from these cards. The lowest point they've been is 1,100 coins all year. And that was literally before the full game was released. The lowest point they've been since is 1.2 thousand coins, which is basically what they're at right now. So you look at a Barcola, and I think that there's literally no risk in that investment. A Josko Gvardiol, there's no risk in that investment. A Manuel Neuer, no risk in that investment. So if you don't want to go with Georgie, you could go with Neuer as well. There's a lot of different options to go with. Denzel Dumfries even could be a shout. Christian Pulisic maybe rises a little bit if an evolution comes out. So I wouldn't look towards 85s yet. I would still stick with those 83, 84s. I think these are the way to go. And I imagine during Black Friday, we're going to see a lot of investments happening or a lot of evolutions happening that will make these investments go up in price. A lot of you guys will click off the video right now. Don't click yet, all right? Because right now, there's no great offers. There's no great offers for the live trading service. Just your normal price for the live trading service. But as Black Friday comes, there will be something, all right? So I will let you know in the next video how you can get into the next level FUT trading service for an entire month for $1. You can't do it right now, but you will be able to in the next video. So make sure you keep an eye out for the next video. I'll let you know then. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.